In today's video, I will show you why Joe Rogan's body will not be able to methylate or function healthily on a carnivore diet. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acid, stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive issues, then consider taking these tests as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So Joe Rogan recently announced on his Instagram that he will be doing a strict carnivore diet for the month of January as part of World Carnivore Month. So in this video, I want to explain why Joe's body will not be able to function or methylate correctly on a carnivore diet. Now I could talk about his digestion and microbiome, which will be decimated following his diet. Just 7 days in, Joe has already made an update talking about his chronic diarrhea. And I bet you following the diet, he will have all manner of digestive issues, which could turn into longer term issues. So if you want me to do a video on this, then let me know in the comments below. But digestion aside, the main reason that Joe's body will not be able to function on a carnivore diet is its inability to methylate. Now I will explain what methylation is in a second, but you need to understand that folate is one of the most important cogs in the methylation cycle. Without at least 200 micrograms of folate in his body daily, his body is not going to be able to methylate or carry out phase 1 or 2 detoxification of the liver. Now obviously he could eat something like 100 grams of liver a day to give him the 200 micrograms of folate that his body needs. But it's not something that he could do indefinitely, as his iron intake from the liver and the other animal products in his diet would probably over the longer term see his iron levels creep up to dangerous levels like some others on the carnivore diet. So let's get into all of this in a little bit more detail. Now everyone makes videos on methylations, but I guarantee you will have watched these videos and then come away afterwards thinking I still haven't got a clue what methylation is. So in this video I will break everything down, so by the end of it you will be a methylation Jedi. So essentially methylation is the addition of 3 hydrogen atoms and a single carbon atom to another molecule. So when you have a single carbon atom and 3 hydrogen atoms, they are called methyl groups, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. So methylation is the addition of a methyl group and demethylation is the removal of this methyl group. That's all very nice and well, Goji man, I hear you say, but what the hell does methylation and demethylation have to do with Joe Rogan on a carnivore diet? So let me explain. The easiest way to think of methylation is to use the light switch analogy. So if you think that every process in your body requires the light switch to be on. So from extracting glucose from the food that you eat and converting this into ATP energy in your mitochondria, or how effectively your body detoxes, all of these processes need the light switch on. And that's all that methylation is. It's simply a process of controlling processes in the body with on and off switches. So methylation is switching on and demethylation is switching off. So when you eat fruits and vegetables, particularly dark leafy greens and beans, etc., you get lots of methyl groups. And these methyl groups help switch on and off a number of responses in the body, such as detoxification, hormone production, inflammation, energy production, immune responses, and also DNA repair. Now, if you have a lack of methyl groups in your body because you are following the carnivore diet, or you have a mutation in your MTHFR gene, then you are massively setting yourself up for health failure. And let me quickly explain this to you. Now, this slide I'm about to put up looks very complicated, but it's actually very straightforward. So please stay with me because it's super important that you know this information. So this diagram shows lots of different biochemical processes in the body, and this area right here is the methylation cycle. So at the top you have methionine, which is an essential amino acid and essential for the methylation pathway. So down here you can see homocysteine. So when methionine is converted into homocysteine, it releases a methyl group. So as we know, methylation is critical for all processes in the body. So when your body isn't methylating correctly, all of the various biochemical processes on this chart do not function properly. So for example, if you are not methylating properly, then you won't be producing enough glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant. Another important way the body removes toxins is via sulfation in the liver, which again, this pathway will struggle if the methylation cycle isn't running properly. And down here you can also see that your happy hormones, so serotonin and dopamine, are also heavily dependent on the methylation cycle. So for example, if you have a healthy gut and diet but have an MTHFR mutation, then this could explain your anxiety and depression. So if we go back to this methylation cycle, methionine gets constantly converted to homocysteine and homocysteine to methionine. So if this process isn't functioning properly and you have high homocysteine levels, well, you are at an increased risk of heart disease and also cancer. So where does the MTHFR enzyme fit into all of this? Well, the MTHFR sits here. It stands for methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase. So as I said previously, the MTHFR enzyme adds methyl groups to molecules, etc. So as you can see in this methylation cycle, MTHFR adds a methyl group to homocysteine so that it can be converted back into methionine. So quite simply, everything on that screen, the whole methylation cycle, will not operate effectively with the absence of folate in Joe Rogan's diet. So in the short term, not too much of an issue, but over the longer term, those following a carnivore diet because of this methylation problem are at an increased risk of many different chronic diseases such as heart disease and cancer. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.